Hey, welcome back to DIY Willy. This is the day I was finished doing the oil change on the truck. But we're going to take a look at Max. Now, Max is perfect right now. Everything runs good. Everything goes good. I have no complaints. The engine needs some little work done to it. You know, I want to put some new rings in it and such. But honestly, overall, I could leave it just like this and it would be perfect. But, if you listen, hear that? What I believe that is the belt flapping or slapping against the cover of the torque converter. So I'm gonna go ahead, take the cover off, and I got something that might fix it. Let's check it out. So I ordered up these other belts. Now, of course, these aren't regular Comet belts, but they do say premium quality belt. We'll see. We'll see after we put them to the test. Now, these belts match the same number as the belt that should be on here, the 20, 35, 89. Now, the Comet belt, I think, has an A, or the other size of the belt has an A on it. But I mean, this is a pretty good looking belt. Yeah, it says right there the Comet number. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try. This should be a little bit smaller than the 725 belt I have on there. So let's get that belt off and check it out. Now you can see I've got the cover off. It's the 725 belt. There's all the numbers. And it's a lot quieter. Yeah, you hear the chain teeth, but you don't hear what we were hearing before, where it was rubbing against the cover. So I'm going to go ahead and take this belt off, compare it to the other belt. There's a lot of play there. And so I'm thinking that the Briggs doesn't have a lot of power to pull this out really fast. So I'm thinking this belt being so loose and sloppy that I'm wasting power, you know. It doesn't get up all the way up here when you ride it. I like to take it for a ride and show you before I take it off. Maybe it doesn't really go into what I believe they call overdrive. It'll just kind of stay a little bit below, because Briggs honestly doesn't have the power to bring it all the way up. Now the 224 did, and the 212 does, but not Briggs. So I think by having the tighter belt, it will allow it to engage better. You know, it won't take so much power away from the sloppy belt. Now, I might be wrong. I might put that new belt on and have the exact same situation, but I hope not. I hope I'm right. Let's take Briggs for a quick ride and see if we can view that belt. Fuel's on, chokes up, switch is on. Briggs is pretty good about starting. He usually starts on the first pull, sometimes the second pull. He's pretty cold today, and it's a cold day today. It might take 2 pulls, but we'll check it out. He started with 1 pull. All right, Briggs. Oh, I'm gonna brake on this side. Actually, that was kind of scary. I was holding the camera with my brake hand, and I was afraid to go too fast and not be able to stop or crash into something. So that wasn't really a good example, or a good test rather. But we're going to go ahead and change that belt, and we'll check it out. I'm running out of battery pretty soon, so I got to do this quick. So I've got the belt swapped out now. It is quite a bit tighter. It doesn't have the big loop right here that it had before. I mean, it still has play. You want the play, that's the neutral part of it. But that's a lot better. And if you take a look at the old belt with the new belt, as close together as I get, I don't have one of those belt stretchers, but you can see, I mean, it is quite a bit bigger. There's a lot to it. There's more belt there than this one. So yeah, let's take it for a ride and see how this one feels. Now after that ride, it's still, the belt doesn't ride all the way to the top. It rides about, I don't know, about a ½ inch from the top. And I gotta think that's just, Briggs doesn't have the power to bring it all the way to the top. I have the aluminum weights I can put in, and I've got different springs to try to get the engagement different. Maybe that will bring it to the top. I've also got a yellow spring I can put here, or I can adjust it to put more tension on here, maybe slowing the gear change, allowing this to come, the RPMs to climb and get it to the top. I don't know, to the overdrive. I mean, I don't, if I'm not in the overdrive right now, that means whatever Briggs is turning, the RPMs, it's almost 1-to-1. So almost, that's what I figure anyway. So I'm only getting about 3,700 RPM, maybe 38 at tops out of Briggs. I know probably needs some valve work, needs some rings, got blow by. You know, may need to adjust the carburetor. There's some things I'm gonna do to it, but I'm gonna put the cover back on right now and see if it rubs. I don't think it will, and we'll wrap this video up. The cover's back on. Now you can still hear the chain noise, but you don't hear the belt hitting against the cover anymore. So yeah, I guess that's the right belt for this torque converter. Now this is a Blaster LED torque converter from Amazon, and I thought that was the belt that came with it, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was a belt I bought for the golf cart. I don't know. I got a couple extra belts in there, but this belt definitely works in here better. It has a lot more torque. It feels like it wants to pop wheelies, and I don't know if it helped out the top speed much, because it still doesn't bring the belt to the top of the pulley. But that could be a good thing too. You know, we may not want it up there for Briggs to rev out any more than he does, you know, and get top speed out of the RPM instead of the gearing. Now Briggs's governor is broken, so I can hear it every once in a while clack inside. When I had the cover off putting a new gasket on, I saw that the weights on the inside where the governor are broken. So I need to get Briggs off of here and get inside there and fix that governor. And while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do the rings and lap the valves and clean the valves. And I think I got some 18-pound valve springs to go in there. And I want to order up a 94 SS cam and see if it'll bring this little engine to life, you know, change the carburetor, see if I can jet it. I know I need to adjust the floats. I've needed to adjust the floats since I put it on here. We maybe do something different with the exhaust. I don't know, but I'm enjoying Briggs with Max, and the two of them work well together. Now when I take Briggs out, I'll be putting in the Life in 3-horse, and that's more of the engine that came with this style of mini bike, with the MM80 bikes. So we'll have some fun with that, tuning it, see if we can get any power out of that too, and we may eventually put the torque converter on that as well. But for now, let's just go for a ride. I want to ride it. So that was a lot of fun. And the belt made a big difference in the way that it rides and performs. I swear it's got more torque on it, and it wants to pick the wheelie up, or pick the front wheel up from a start. So yeah, that's Biggs the Briggs with Max, my Mega Moto mini bike. And gotta love it. It's a lot of fun, and I love toying around with these things. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for stopping by and checking out my videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.